Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
All right, before we get to the confirmed Star Wars news, I want to talk about the rumor that's been circulating. The rumor that Henry Cavill has had talks about a potential role in the Simon Kinberg trilogy.
I don't believe it. But I have a love of Henry Cavill.
He does love geeky things too.
He's
Man of
attached
Steel.
to the Warhammer stuff, isn't he? Isn't that what he's doing next? I thought
He's doing so much right now. I mean, he was a variant of Wolverine.
Yeah.
He was a Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. He has a role in the Highlander reboot that's on the way.
There can be
Can't
only
forget
one,
he
and
was
it's Henry
Superman.
Cavill. Yeah, of course.
We've seen videos of him building his own computers. He
yeah.
He plays Warcraft. He is in that
He
world.
is the coolest guy in the world, and he's the handsomest. It's not fair, some might say.
All right, well, a few years ago, apparently Cavill did have something to say about Star Wars. I'm a fan of them. I would have to read a script and speak to a director before I could possibly say if I'd be interested in being in a movie. It's not as simple as, Yes, it'd be fun and ideal, but what if the script sucks? You've got to keep your fingers crossed that it works.
Yeah, I get that attitude. You don't want to commit to a movie and then you read the script, you're like, oh my god, this is terrible, and I signed the contract.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, it's a hit and miss franchise these days with the scripts.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see him in a Star Wars film. I think he's a great actor, among other things. But
Someone joked in our Discord he should be in Star Wars, but fully makeup, prosthetics. You can't even tell it's him.
Oh.
That'd be funny to rob us of his beauty.
Jeez.
Make him an ugly alien. Let him know how it feels.
I think when you get him involved, you have to sign a waiver that he has to have some sort of topless
shirtless
scene or
scene.
something.
Yeah, sit in a tub maybe. I don't know.
Who can say? All right, let's move into the meat and the potatoes of this today. Star Wars Visions has been announced that it is returning. And not only that, it's going to be 9 new shorts next year, 2025, and they're all going back to Japan.
It'll soon be back. And in Japan.
Yes.
Greater numbers.
It's kind of interesting that the year that they're going to Celebration in Japan, they are having
coincidence?
Yeah.
I think not.
Well, we know last year was a pretty good showcase of a bunch of them from all
that was
over
around
the world.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see Visions go back to the full-on anime style. There's going to be 9 new episodes. And what's funny is they talk about how there's 9 different animation studios leading the charge. Some of them are returning studios from our first bout of Star Wars Visions.
They'll soon be back.
We'll start with the returning studios. We've got Kamikaze Doga. They did The Duel. The Duel had many spin-offs since then. There was the book, The Ronin, and there was a comic book as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're coming back. I wonder if they're going to be continuing their work or...
Yeah, their own little miniverse. I hope it's in the same... I don't know why. It doesn't really matter. Right?
I feel like that's a story that they could definitely continue or do what they want or do something brand new with a different style. Who can say? Next, we've got Kinema Citrus Co. They did The Village Bride, which I thought was very beautiful.
I think that might be my favorite. That and The Ninth Jedi were my two favorite. It's hard to say which one is. One was a more simple, kind of elegant story for a more civilized age. And the other one was more action-oriented and kind of a bigger scale. So they were different, but equally good.
Well, The Village Bride I thought was like a full, complete story kind of by itself. So I'm curious where they'll go, if they'll do something new, or will they continue in the universe they've already created.
Yeah, they might do something new. They might carry on. We don't know.
Yeah. Then we have Production IG, who did The Ninth Jedi.
So, wow, all right.
I know, last year, I think that's the one that most people... Last time.
Yeah, that was like 3 years ago. Yeah.
This one was the one that I think most people were like, I want more of this.
Yeah, make this a series, like an actual anime Star Wars series, and base it off this.
Yeah, so I definitely would hope that they're actually going to continue their story.
I wouldn't be surprised. That would be the most likely, because it did kind of end on a bit of a cliffhanger. Like, we're all going to go out and save the galaxy at end of episode. No.
Yeah.
It felt like the first episode of an anime, didn't it? Where it kind of
really did.
Your basic kind of setup episode.
Mm-hmm. And the last returning company is Trigger, who brought us the twins.
Oh.
They also left their story off in a way that they could continue.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Their eccentric style is interesting.
It's over the top stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool for what it is. It's not necessarily my thing, but
I mean, their style, yes, it's more eccentric, but I think it's interesting.
It's cool.
It's nice to kind of showcase all the different styles.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally get that. It might not be my favorite, but it somebody else might love it.
Next, we have the new creators who are joining it. Starting off as Anima. They're going to be working with Kamikaze Doga. They've worked on, like, Sandland. I'm not too fond of their style of animation.
Now it's not. It's okay to rip on other.
Well, they're working with the Duel. The people who did the Duel comic. Yeah.
Okay.
They're in conjunction, which is interesting.
It's a bigger universe now. It's all going to be connected.
Oh boy. David Production is coming as well. They worked on, like, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Again, that's not a style of anime I was hugely fond of. I don't really watch that one. Cells at Work and Fire Force, which all three of those are very different in style.
Well, that's good,
so
though, right?
I'm curious which style they're going to be bringing into their Star Wars story.
I think that's been one of the highlights of Visions. Is even if you don't like even if you have favorites or some aren't as good, it is a very, diverse array of different styles and different stories, and every episode or every whatever feels just kind of its own unique thing, and it's very cool.
Next, we have Polygon Pictures, which should be a little known in the Star Wars community. Not only have they done some Godzilla work,
why would that like them known in?
But they also worked on Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Tron Uprising.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what they'll do.
I know, because they do CG style and stuff. They worked on Clone Wars. I mean, it's very interesting. And next we have Studio Q. They've worked on, like, Evangelion and, like, Thrice Upon a Time. They have a more traditional style, but they do some CG stuff too. I'm not hugely fond of the CG stuff.
Do you like any anime? I thought
not
you were
the
an anime
CG
fan.
stuff.
It seems like every time we mention something, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of
okay,
that.
well then let's talk about the last studio, which is WIT.
Are you a fan of them?
They've worked on Attack on Titan and
Okay.
The Ancient Magus's Bride.
Oh, you love that one.
I love The Ancient Magus's Bride.
You've made me watch it. Made
First
is the
season.
wrong word. Yeah, I enjoyed
you've only
it.
watched the first season. But I think that was such a beautifully done anime.
It was different.
Yeah, I liked all of the story and stuff.
Attack on Titan. We haven't finished season 4.
Because the animation style, they changed studios and stuff, and I didn't.
I don't know
like
if
it
that's
as
what it
much.
was. I think it just was something off about it. I don't know. I love the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan, and 4. I'm like, this is the answers are strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
There's
Things got a little different.
No official release date. I'm sure Celebration, that's in Japan, of course, will give us a release date. Maybe they'll give us the trailer.
Then,
I don't want it to release then, because that's literally right before Andor.
Yeah, probably
Because Andor
won't.
releases 2 days after Celebration Japan, and I actually don't want this to be a May the 4th drop.
Yeah, don't they usually come out I thought the first one was like September or something, and I thought the other one was around. I feel like they're more later in the year when they come out.
Well, like you said, they did do September for the first round of Visions, as well as the first round of Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Then the next years, they did both of those were on May the 4th.
Oh, yeah.
So they could, hopefully, I think they will put them back maybe to September, because I think that's the time that Disney Plus's slate is a little quiet right now.
Yeah, well, we know, to bring up other news, Andor obviously coming in April, but then we hear the next show is Ahsoka Season 2 late 2026.
Yeah, there's
So that's a gap.
stuff.
Though May 2026 is a little movie called The Mandalorian and Grogu, so it's not like it's a totally empty slate. We also have the believed to be animated series.
Something's coming.
We've heard them hiring people. We're assuming they're not going to stop doing Star Wars animation, so wouldn't be shocked if early 2026, late 2025 animated show begins. The Ventress and Omega show. That's what the guess is.
Another interesting thing to note about the Visions that's coming, it's going to be 9 episodes. We've talked about 8 studios,
Okay.
but 9 episodes.
Thought they all going to join forces for a mega episode?
Well, and then also, supposedly, Kamikaze Dogo and Anima are working together.
Okay.
So that would be 7 episodes accounted for?
So what are the 2?
Nobody knows. And again, they just announced studios and they announced 9 episodes, but that's all we know.
Okay.
Or maybe some studios getting more than one go.
That could be.
Who
Maybe
knows?
2 episodes of, we're starting the 9th Jedi series and they get 2 episodes right away and then they're
Who
going to
can
launch
say?
into an anime. It's going to be fantastic.
Wow.
I just totally made that.
You did.
That's pure speculation. But anyway, I think that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of Henry Cavill in Star Wars. Or are you excited for Vision Season 3? Whatever the case may be, leave a comment below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.